So in the previous video we have seen how to connect LCD display and things like that. So now I will remove these stuffs because I don't need those. So what I want to show you is today is how do we communicate with two different Arduino boards, right? So when it comes to communicating with two Arduino boards, we can use this TX RX pins, right? So if you see in the Arduino board, there is a pin called TX, which stands something like this. Yeah, to the pin digital pin 1. Then there is RX stand with digital pin 0. So this RX basically determines the receiver. Then TX determines the transmitter. So likewise, you can connect RX TX like this. So the TX will be connected to this RX. Then this RX will connected to this TX. Right? Something like this. So this TX can send some data to this Arduino board. Then this Arduino board can send some data to this Arduino board. So let's say this board A, this is board 2, right? That's how we communicate with two different Arduino boards. Very simple. So let's go to our bench. Then let's take two Arduino boards. So now we need to connect this TX, right, with this RX, and this TX with this RX. That's it, right? That's how we build the communication. But how can I ensure whether the connection is correctly established or not? Basically, I can send some data from here and print something out of here, right? So let's say I want to control some sort of a LED in this board by using a button within this board, right? So let's say now we know how to use the buttons with pull down, pull up resistors, very simple things. So I will use a push button over here like this maybe, and I will connect. Okay, I will use push down configuration. So basically the resistor needs to be grounded, something like this. Then this needs to be connected to the 5 voltage like this. And this needs to be connected to some sort of a digital pin. I will use D2 like this. Then we can have an LED over here. So resistor is there. Then LED is there. I will use digital pin 30. Right. Now, yeah. Now in the Arduino board 1, this act as a receiver. Arduino board 2, this act as a transmitter, right? So go to the Arduino board and go to the code and click text. So I will specify this Arduino board as a receiver, right? So initially I will have constant LED pin at pin 13, then constant TX pin which is 1, and constant RX pin which is 0, right? Then the received state I will be stored like this. State received, it's initially 0. So now I need to specify these pin modes. So since I'm going to use RX, all I consider about the RX input, right? If I wanted, I can consider TX output as well. So Rx pin input. Then I need to capture this state received from the Rx pin using digital read with this Rx pin, right? So let's say if the state received is high, I will simply toggle the LED. So digital write LED pin high. If the state received is low, then this output will be low, right? So this is, let's say, receive. Then go to the second Arduino board, go to the code, go to the text. So this act as a sender, right, or as a transmitter. So I'll specify button pin constant, say button pin which is 2. Then I need to specify constant tx pin is 1 and constant rx pin which is 0. Then button state I will capture which is initially 0. So pin mode, again button pin act as an input, then tx pin act as a output because it's the transmitter, right? So all I have to do is first capture the button state. So digital read from the button pin. So if the button state is high, then simply make a digital write to the ex pin which is high. If not, else make a digital write, but now it's low. So this basically acts as a sender. That's it. So this is the sender and this is the receiver. So let's start simulate. Right, so initially, yeah, I guess yeah, this receives maybe. So let's check Arduino board 1. Okay, I have this one as TX pin 1, RX pin as 0. One is correct, output input correct, RX pin right, LED pin high low. Okay, so I'm receiving, I think, state correctly. So let's say whether I'm passing the state correctly. So this is the button state. And initially this is okay, then okay, before having these stuffs, so let's simply I will simply send the digital low first, right? Then I can check whether it is working correctly or not. Yeah, transmission is the case because TX pin sending low, but this one is not receiving it, right? Okay. So let me check quickly. Yeah, everything is correct. My documentation as well. The thing is, these two circuits needs to be grounded as well. Otherwise, it doesn't know which voltage level these two stuffs are operating. So when it comes to two different Arduino board communications, make sure you grounded two things as well, right? Okay, now let's run our code. Yeah, so initially it is turned off whenever I click the button. So now the LED is turned on, right? Whenever I click the button, LED is turned on. So you can see the codes as well. So this is the receiver code and this is the sender code. So sender sends this information with the it needs to be toggled or not. Then receiver will receive that information and do the corresponding action, right? So that's how we communicate using these TXRX pins. Yeah, thank you.